Everyone
Get
phones
Cassie
on
in there
silent.
too. Cassie, you want to come on?
What? Like
We're-
physically? No.
Live in 3, 2,
That should be
1, and
And we should have had him do the what's up. Pat.
let's see, Senior. Can you introduce us?
And what's up?
Yes.
Wait, do you know? Remember Mike and the Mad Dog back in the day with the. That's what I was trying to explain to them, and I showed them the thing where he goes like, for like no joke, it was like 30 seconds.
At least.
Good afternoon, everybody. So now we're doing the what's up. So tribute to Mike and the Mad Dog from back in the day. Here
And
for the
now I
pack
know where that
leader.
comes from.
What?
Now I know where that comes
Now you
from.
understand. I think
He doesn't
explain this
want
to you.
your water there.
Huh?
Yeah, can you just
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, this is my
thank
first
you.
podcast.
Yeah, you're covering his camera over there.
Oh,
Some
shit.
director, huh?
I know.
You're hired.
So we're here for another episode. I had to look at the sign. S the Pack Leader show.
What
We're here
episode?
with Steve Sr., my father. We're here. Jamie's here. Cassie's in the background, and Adam behind the wheels of steel as usual. As we
Yes,
used to
sir.
say.
Hello, everybody.
Wheels of steel is what they used to say in Jersey Shore. Yeah, but we wanted to bring. We were trying to figure out what we could do today, but we were like, let's just bring it up. All my bullshit from my past.
They brought me out of the woodwork.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out what to do, and we're like, let's bring this guy on and see what happens here.
You can tell we were desperate today.
Yeah, we were desperate. We had
They were
nothing.
desperate.
Yeah.
Just turn the mic a little bit towards you.
Okay.
Yep.
You like the pivot it.
Like this way. Yeah. There you
Yeah,
go.
boom.
But we figured it would be good so people could get more of a perspective of my childhood and shit, about how crazy of a fucking kid that I was back in the day. A little bit.
A little cursing, too.
I wonder where I got it from. Anyway, I can't blame you for that one, though, because I always tell people, like, I grew up in the... Listen, you were in the construction thing, but at home that we were doing... You guys weren't really cursing at all.
No, not at all.
It was more of when I got involved in sports. Then I went to work with... no offense, Marshall, but then when I worked with Marshall... So it was sports. Okay, so it was sport. But I worked with Marshall before I went to New York City to your thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I was in sports.
I was trying to put it off as long as
you could to get me there. So it was sports. So playing hockey, baseball. That's like Curse City, right?
Correct.
Hockey's the worst of them all, as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to, if you ever, do you know, like when you listen to the in-game thing, it's not even in hockey. It's like they have to, the referees are going like this when they're talking to the players.
Yeah.
Because they're going, listen, you little bitch. You gotta, like, they're talking like that to each other, right? Then it goes into working with Marshall, who's got is nonstop with that. Then I went to New York City where it was construction, when I was with all the guys in the street,
Right.
and we're like, yeah, see that fucking thing,
Right.
you know? And that's where I am now. I never did anything about it.
No, not even.
But it is what it is.
You're not even trying.
That's true too. But it's one of those things that I have that I always say that I'm not proud of that I'm doing, but it's also one that I don't spend like you're saying that much time trying to audit my language, because then I'm not like sharing what is actually coming from within. So it's a catch-22 of not being, especially in this day and age. I think there's a part of me too that is like with everyone wanting to censor everybody. That I'm like, well, fine, then I'm just going to speak my mind. It's a freedom of
Someone
speech.
once told me that human beings are the best rationalizers.
Yeah.
And you could rationalize
Anything? So
you
rationalize
want.
my
So
shitty
you rationalize
cursing?
it by just what you just said.
Yeah. But then, okay. So, okay. Well, first of all, this guy will then come into the house and be like, yo, what's going on with this fucking da-da-da-da? And then 3 minutes later, I'll be like, I don't know, that fucking... Shh, curse and don't curse and all that. It's the hypocrite himself over here. So we were talking before, and Adam did a good job of saying, let's save it for the podcast. We were talking about what my energy was like as a child, as a kid, and Brian too, my brother. I have one brother, by the way. I don't know who knows this and stuff, but just my mom, dad, me, my brother. And what we were like, so I sent Brian actually today. I sent him remember at Christmas we pulled out the old tapes from back in the day, and I'm like putting them on. And I was watching. It was fascinating to see myself and see Brian like in childhood, what we were like prior to adult world and all this crazy, getting involved in politics and all the things that happened. How we just didn't give a shit about anything. It was just like, this is who we are here prior to the regular world. Like, Jake's going to come up for the podcast. I knew you were here.
Yo, Jake.
Jake's my man.
What's
Well,
up?
let's
bud?
look at where he's going.
Yo.
Yeah, because he knew Cassie's up here. We're acting
What
as
you?
if, yeah.
He just smells you up and down.
So, medium, low, or high energy would you say I was as a kid?
What's after high?
Extremely high.
Extremely high. Brian was high.
Brian was high too.
You were,
Extreme.
yeah, over and above.
But was it like a thing like where, and was it, so then what do you do as a parent with a kid like that? It's like
You set him up, dude.
Back in those days or today?
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Let's do it in 2021 culture. What would you
Oh, my
actually
God.
do?
Oh my God.
No, but
you'd be in an institution.
exactly. No, but all kidding aside, someone brought this up in a session about like ADD and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would have probably been labeled one of these ADD
Yeah.
kids for
Yeah.
sure.
I think I was
ADHD.
also. I think
You
I
too.
still am a little.
Probably.
With certain things, you know.
Yeah, that is true. Always wanting to like do like what's next? Let's do the next
let's
thing.
do or work on 3 things at once, like into the
Yeah.
next thing, you know.
Which is a good thing. It's a good quality, but it's like a slippery slope though, because then you start developing like you can't just sit still, like
Right.
you can't just relax.
Right.
So that's something I
Right.
struggled with a little bit as time went on.
Right.
I'd be like, how do I turn this off and go to bed? You
Right.
know what I mean? How do I just stop this? Like, what's the next thing we're doing? Quiet. That's for Nico, not you.
I also think the
See, no.
traditional schools were too
Yes.
slow for you.
Yeah,
too,
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yes.
what's going on here? Like, when are we going to learn
Right,
something?
right.
You know,
And
or-
it's like let me like come in here and sit. It's a fact. In my opinion, it's almost like a factory line for
Right.
go into the
Right.
into the industrial world, not the industrial world, but like go to your corporate job and sit there.
right,
Show up
Right.
at this time, sit in this seat, do as you're told, do these tasks, and then
right.
you just tried to do something creative.
Right.
Go to the principal's office. So
Right.
I was like, "Fuck! If you're gonna punish me for that, then I'm gonna start pressing these buttons.
Yeah,
and
yes,
da-da-da.
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna get home early and try to steal the detention slip so my parents don't see it, or have the neighbor or somebody else like Ricky go to the house and grab that thing because they're gonna get a 3 hour.
It's like in the movies, literally.
yeah. But that's what. And then I was getting it like. Remember my grades? I always tell people this story.
Excellent grades.
All the way through like 10th grade, 9th, 10th grade. 8th grade.
grade.
Okay. 8th grade. No, I think it was like 9th grade about. Because 9th grade,
Yeah.
how old are you in 9th grade? Like, oh, this dog running. I thought it was
15?
another bear. Huh?
About 15?
14,
14, 15,
yeah.
somewhere.
So I'm right getting into like puberty, maturing, and all that kind of mature. I haven't actually
Yeah.
matured yet, but we're trying to get there.
We're getting there, yeah.
We're still in that process. I'm 38 years old. But we were yeah. You're starting to get into like all right. Well, why am I? You start questioning more. It's like, well, why am I? This is like I'm having trouble doing this. You have more courage. It's like a dog, an adolescent dog who starts being like, well, what if I don't do that?
Right.
You know, you just
Right.
go along with it forever, and then the dog's like, well, now I'm starting to feel like these hormones, and like, what if I just not agree with that? What's going to happen?
You push the limits.
Push the limit. What are the
on,
what are
on
the
a lot of things.
yeah?
On
What
a
is-
lot of things.
Many things. What is the exactly? What is the
Too many
limit to
things.
this? And what happens? What are the consequences to this? And
Right.
to me, their consequence was, well, if you do this, then we're going to take you out of class and put you in in-home suspension or in-school suspension.
Perfect.
I'm like,
That's
Down.
pretty good.
and what? And I remember me and what my friend who used to always get in trouble together. We started bringing like board games to the in-home suspension. And they
Oh
were
my
like, "Are you guys
God.
having
Of course you
like,
would.
like,
Oh my
crazy with us like that?"
Cousin Raymond once told me a story that when he was in church with he had 3 kids, and when they were little, they were in church one day, and the kids were misbehaving, and he took them out, and he took them to the playground right outside the church.
Yeah.
Right. So the next week, the kids said, "Hey, when are we going to the playground?"
yeah.
So they acted up. Let's go. Let's do it.
Now we get to go to the playground.
Exactly.
But it's true though. Even that though, what does he do? Take him to the playground. Go drain some energy. It's like a dog. Go drain some energy. Challenge
Right.
yourself a little bit. Compete with the other kids. You know, do a whole
Right.
thing. Now, imagine they did that for schools. Like,
Yeah.
let's all go there, and then maybe not. You have to sit in the same spot every day. Like, you start. Let's get into groups and let's like create something.
We'll do
Let's
physical
be-
education first thing in the morning for 2 hours.
That's what I've been
Run
saying.
these kids nuts.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
But do you remember? I don't see. This is what I was talking about in one of the episodes. At Evans Park, my elementary school. To start the day? I remember being in first grade. Go out in the field, kids. You get
Right.
dropped off by the bus, and you go outside to where your classroom was. You drop your bag, and all the kids in the school will be running
Running
outside.
around.
We had something similar to
Everybody.
that in our
Yeah.
elementary school.
Yeah,
It was
like
similar.
everyone was loose, just running
And
around.
there was no fence there, but there's a fence now.
I know, now there's a fence. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the teachers were there and stuff like that, and then we would go into class, which was to me made way more sense.
Yeah.
Where now it's like you wake up, all right, come to class and start for how many periods in a row until you actually get to do something active or
But I think
physical.
even then in Evans Park, they caught you in Dunkin' Donuts a couple of times.
Probably, yeah, exactly, having coffee and shit. Yeah,
In elementary school?
no, it's a joke, I'm joking. But in my senior year, no joke, this is what I would do. I would show up. I don't even know if you know this story. I would
Yeah.
show up and I would have a class that I would go to the thing, erase my attendance, like that I was absent, so I was there, right? Because they would take the attendance sheet and put it on the outside of the class on top of the lockers in like the Scantron thing that said like absent.
Wow.
And I would go erase it, and then I would go, and then I go, all right, and my friend would be in his class, do the same. We'd meet outside. We'd walk up, go to the bagel store, and sit and have like a 2-period like breakfast, like lounging and like, what do we do? Third period was what? Gym. Then we go to gym. Then,
Of course.
Then study hall, and then now came lunch, and then finally we get to play baseball later at the end of the day, kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what it was, and it got crazy. Cass, how was your childhood when you guys were there? Cassie's in the background.
My childhood when I was where?
When you were
Cassie's right now looking out the window for other guys right now.
Well, there is another guy outside, but he's delivering food, so.
Oh, your food's here. Holy.
No, it's not mine. I don't know who.
So,
But were you guys in your elementary school? Like, were you guys were you like out, or you went right to class right away? Do you remember? You're 10 years younger than me. I would hope you would remember.
What
these things.
elementary? What is like?
elementary's
that's
like
first grade to.
kindergarten to 6th grade.
Why? What do you call
Yeah.
it?
You know?
Well, I think every
Well,
school district is different
Yes.
too. Like
Yeah,
my
like-
elementary school was 1st through 4th grade.
Ours was
And then it's
No way.
middle school.
Yeah.
First to fourth?
Yeah, and then
That's
middle school was
interesting.
5th to 8th.
Yes, that's how mine was. And then high
That's weird.
school.
9 to 12.
Yes.
That's
so,
not. We were kindergarten through 4, and then 5 through 7,
Yeah.
and then
5
8th
to
grade in
7?
high school.
Well, we also
Yeah,
went to
that's
school in
young.
Jersey. You went to school. in
Yeah,
New
you
York.
guys are.
Yeah, Jersey's
less than.
We were first
You
to
were New
fifth.
York's baby brother.
We were
Sixth
first to
grade.
fifth, 6th to 8th. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 9th to 12th.
So imagine
in
an
LA.
8th grader being an 8th grader going in with the seniors. So you're going
No,
in at
yeah.
what,
Yeah,
13
no.
years old,
A little
and
kid.
17
Yeah,
years
that's why
Yeah.
I think like Jersey we didn't do that.
No, it was like 4 years.
Honestly,
Yeah,
like for
4
me,
year
like, thank
increments.
God I played sports because that was and I knew some of the older kids and stuff. That was like my only like saving grace because I was being in there and it was like you're looking at these people who are like they're like men, dude, at 17
Yes.
years old
Yeah.
and you're a 13-year-old and it's like what if one of them picks what the fuck are you supposed to do? Like you can't do anything.
Did you
Luckily
ever?
for Brian,
did you
he
ever
had
get
me.
your ass kicked?
What?
Did you ever get your ass kicked?
No.
Or bullied?
Bullied, like I would say, like by older, maybe like normal pick-ons shit, but never like where I was like going home crying like they're bullying me. I don't know. Did I ever come home and say I was being bullied? I don't remember.
No, I
No.
think when you were younger,
He was a bully,
in
everybody.
elementary
He was.
school,
He
you
was.
said like someone was saying something to you and it made
Yes.
you feel like weird or something.
Yes. Oh yeah. So that's the thing that I talked
I'll
about.
tell
Do you
your dirty
remember?
secrets.
There was
Yeah.
a great story when one of the neighbors came to the house, knocked on the door, and told Mom, Stephen was fighting with so-and-so on the bus today,
Bus.
on the bus, and so-and-so name, I won't say,
Yeah,
came
yeah.
home crying or whatever.
Yeah.
So Mom naturally relays the story to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, it happens. I
Yeah.
was very... Shit
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
Shit. Ooh.
Yeah. we have it on tape.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. It's true though.
Shh, don't do
So
that.
anyway, like 2 days later, Stephen comes home from school. The happiest kid runs into the house.
God.
What Mom tells me, and he goes, "Mom, you'll never believe the greatest thing happened. Bradley and so got into a fight on the bus today. Like
The two that I used to-
parents that said our kids would never get into fights.
Yeah,
you know, and
it
so
was,
on.
I was the bad one. I was picking on them. I was starting fights with them. I was doing all this stuff with them.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, like that one day in school on the bus, those
Those
two
two.
got into a fight with each other and got to a slugfest.
And that was the greatest day ever.
I was like,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
see, you see, I was. It's
not
really
me.
them, not me.
That's
It was like, definitely me, but it was.
It was also them.
But that scenario was them for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I just think of this stuff like back then, like all the like the bus rides and all that stuff. How in culture today it would be like everything would like no like that's a thing that they're like I talk about puppies, right? A puppy who's removed from the litter or from mom too soon doesn't understand how to like rub up against feel another dog while they're eating, right? They don't understand how bite inhibition when they're playing with their brothers and sisters. They're not getting corrected by mom saying, "Hey, that's too much," and things like that. So it's like the same kind of thing of like, to me now kids are being raised with this little bit of like we can't like let you deal with any adversity whatsoever, like we can't even tell you no.
Yeah, but it's not like they're not even put in situations where something, God forbid, might happen, like a little confrontation
Yeah.
or learn something. The
And they
school
wanna
bus-
rescue them.
We lived on a cul-de-sac. We still do. I
Yeah,
do. On a
yeah.
cul-de-sac.
I live on one too, by the way.
Yeah.
True.
School
You
bus
do,
used to
yeah.
come to the corner
Yeah.
and pick up the 3 or 4 kids from the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
The school bus actually now goes up the cul-de-sac and stops in front of each
Everything
house
because they couldn't walk
to
to
pick
the
up.
thing.
Not only because they couldn't walk.
No.
I mean, God forbid the 3 kids would be at a school bus beforehand, before the bus came, and talk to each other,
Yeah.
or
Or there could be a-
socialize, or might get into a fight, or
Probably
something
for
like.
predators, because everyone's afraid.
Well, that's still living in fear. I understand.
Why?
I understand it, but that's still like, oh, how many times are kids versus for the amount of children that get on a school bus to go to school every day? How many are being taken by predators? I don't know.
I don't know. This is
Probably a good amount more
statistics
these
on that
days
one.
because people are fucked up these days. But back then, it was like not even a thought in the world, was
Yeah, but
there?
why doesn't a parent go to the bus stop? One parent,
Too
somebody.
lazy.
They're lazy. That's another point.
Well, that's well,
you
maybe
hear that,
that.
parents?
Yeah. By the way, Cassie said that, not us. Just so you guys know.
That's it.
Can't say it.
Or
They're too lazy.
No, not all.
she doubles down.
Say it again.
Yeah.
Not all, not all, not
Like
all.
most. Yeah.
Wait, quick question. Did everybody get on
Or
the school
more
bus?
busy and distracted. What?
Did everybody get on the school bus? Like you, Jamie, Cassie, you guys all did school bus?
My parents drove me to
Yeah, I
school.
Me
didn't.
too.
I didn't go.
I didn't want to go on
Yeah.
the school bus, and because I would think I was
No, that makes
afraid.
sense. Now
That's
I
all the way
understand.
through high school.
No.
school
No,
bus.
I think I got
Yeah.
afraid, but then
Wow.
I would go home in high school with my friends, and it'd be like cool to ride the school bus, and like you just like get off on like the last stop because you don't have to get off.
Really?
Like yeah, and then you just
But
like
did you
drive
have a
around.
stop? Was there like a
No,
bus stop
I was.
for you?
I always lived too close, so I was never allowed to have bus privileges. But
Did
too
they have-
far,
Just so
where
you
my
all
parents
know.
had to drive me, and I
Just so
couldn't
you all know,
walk.
I rode the New York City subways by myself when I was about 7.
Yeah, just
I
saying.
don't know how
Nice.
kids do that in the city. I have cousins that live in the city, and
Why? How come they could do it?
What do you mean? How
Well,
come
she's
they can do
saying,
it?
I don't know how they do it. How did you do it? You just got on the fucking bus or the subway
and
and
if
did
you
it.
came
Yeah.
home, that was a great day.
Different times.
Came home to an empty house.
Seriously, you made it home.
Yeah.
You made it
To
home
an empty house.
from
you know.
Brooklyn.
I used to go to the eye doctor, and my mother would come with me on the train, and then we'd go down on the train together halfway into Manhattan. She'd continue on to work, and I'd get on a separate train and go back north to the Bronx, and then walk to my house.
And back then it was normal,
Oh yeah,
right? Were a lot of people doing it? I mean, basically.
not too many people going to the eye doctor.
Yeah, that's true. But even like you were saying, like those days back in Pelham Parkway and the Bronx and
yeah.
stuff, the way things were. But I even say like even my growing up, when I watched those videos, I said it to Brian today, my brother, on the phone. I said, dude, watching those videos is like so eye-opening because you're watching, nobody's on their phones. Nobody's like got tablets.
Right.
Nobody's like
Right.
rushing to do the next thing. And it's not, everyone's just outside and just playing and having a good time.
People had to interact with each other.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, like my brother's like he's wearing his helmet. He's a little kid. He slides into first. We're all laughing. Like these are like events, life things that were happening. And then now it's like, hold on, we're at dinner. Hold on, let me see what everybody else is doing while you're sitting there with that person.
Well, the kids nowadays are worse. To shut them up, it's like, oh, here, take my phone, take my iPad, take all these things,
They're living
watch
in-
YouTube.
Were you? Yeah. What was the thing we were saying? Are you growing up like something with the Matrix we were saying? But like, were you growing up in front? Did you grow up in front of a screen or not? Kind of thing. So for me, I was saying in one of the episodes, I got my cell phone. That was my You guys gave me a phone for my graduation senior year. That was a flip phone. I remember it was a little LG phone. That was like what I had in my senior year. You
Oh
guys
yeah, I
didn't
think
even
we
have
talked
shit.
about this.
It's
We
like-
had our technology like later in
Yeah.
our childhood.
Which I'm grateful
Like
for.
I didn't get my first cell phone until high school, and I had to share it with my sister. Because
Well,
at
I
that
got
time
mine
there were only
younger.
4 phones to a plan.
Cassie
couldn't
had a
add
phone
on
in
anymore.
Preschool, that probably.
No, I think when I was in like 8th grade,
Yeah.
because when my parents split up, it was nice for one of them. Thought it would be nice for me to have phones so I could call them when I'm at the other house.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I went to BJ's and they had a singular in there.
I could have made such a good joke there. But
So I
yeah.
got-
Singular? Singular?
Singular.
AT&T? Singular?
No, well the
You
singular.
remember
It was
that?
back
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Singular
Little
with the C.
orange.
Yeah,
Yeah,
singular.
no, I remember
orange
that.
thing.
Yeah.
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 And I
What
think
would that
AT&T
do?
bought it or something.
Singular
but-
Wireless was just like
Yeah, it was Singular
like
Wireless. It's so
like
crazy.
something
It
like
was
an
like his own
AT&T or
thing.
something.
Yeah.
but it was a
AT&T
smaller
bought
one.
it.
Yeah, that's
It was a
Yeah.
provider.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But even like the things that because I remember being literally like my childhood. If someone say, "What was your childhood like?" I was like, all I remember is being outdoors, like
Yeah.
playing hockey, baseball, wiffle ball,
Absolutely.
this. Like, if we came home, it was like throw these books down, and let's go do something for the rest of the day until it got dark, kind of thing. Or
Right.
or when
Right.
my father came home, so we could start playing indoor hockey and trash the
something.
fucking house, doing that stuff. But
Did you
now-
watch TV as a kid?
Huh?
Did you watch a lot of TV as a
Did you
kid?
even have a TV?
Yeah, we had
Yeah, we
TV.
had TV.
We had a
Yeah.
tube
What's
television.
that supposed to mean?
I
Yeah,
don't
really.
know what you guys had.
Well, what did we
TV.
have? We had first one tube TV downstairs. Did you guys never had a TV in your room or nothing?
No,
Remember that one TV, that brown TV downstairs?
I don't remember.
That you have to like hit the box in the back if it's like not working.
I don't remember that.
Antennas.
Well, it had the antenna on the top and all that. That we'd have to do that first
I don't
before we had
remember
cable
that.
and shit.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It was like probably not really like much TV because there was like if you wanted to watch TV, you had to like be there for the show.
Right.
Like you had to like
That
like
was
the
it.
show's on at 3. It's like if you're not there, if you get there at 3:10, you missed the whole first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, there was no
You can't.
on-demand
By the way,
or
you ain't watching it
DVR.
later. You're not like
Well,
going on YouTube.
you could use your VHS and record it.
Yeah, exactly. But you had to get a VHS player first.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found a lot of your VHS
Oh,
tapes, by
shit.
the way.
Oh, yeah, don't look at those. Yeah, delete those. Delete those VHS tapes. But then I remember when he was recording us as kids, he had the VCR on a shoulder strap,
Right.
connected to the thing.
Wait, the VCR
With a
itself?
No.
The thing would be there would be a box over your shoulder strap with the tape here, and the wire coming to your camera, the smaller one.
So you would be filming on the camera, and then it would go transferring to the VHS.
To the VHS.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
my
filming,
parents
like-
had one, but the camera was literally like
It was
this
huge.
big,
That's
and you
because
put the
the tape
VHS
was right in.
a
Yeah.
That was the
VHS
next
tape
step.
in it.
That was
yeah.
the next step.
That's
Oh, that
the
was
one.
the
That's
first
the one
step.
I remember.
That
Really?
came first. Mine was the fancier one, portable.
Yeah, because it's lighter.
It's lighter,
weight.
just
Yeah.
a little thing
Oh,
on
instead of
here,
having the big
and a
movie
tiny
camera.
camera like this.
And what was the quality? The quality was like probably like 20.
Horseshit.
Yeah, I know. Like,
Well, yeah, and it depends how much you
20p?
played it, because then the tape would get worn out, and then it would get all staticky when you played
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
Did you have the cell phone that was a suitcase? Cell phone?
Oh, like a briefcase.
Briefcase.
We were just talking about this, Steven.
Briefcase.
My dad had one of those.
I had a car phone. I remember,
Oh, I remember
first
those
the
too.
mounted
Yeah.
car phone.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was,
Speaking of Mike and the Mad Dog back in the day, they would be like Steve from the Bronx on the car phone, and because there was actually like the car phone, not on a
Right.
cell phone.
No, it was like wired into the car.
Yeah, the car. It was
Right.
wired into the car. Like you
That's
couldn't
crazy.
take it out with you when you like you had
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
leave it
remember
there.
that.
Right.
And it worked
Right.
what 1 out of 100 calls maybe.
no, it worked pretty well.
Did it really?
Yeah, it worked.
Let me tell you, it sure beat stopping at payphones.
Yeah,
sure.
I know.
Payphones.
But payphones were still around. Like even when I was working with you, when I was going to get the permits, like I'm
Yeah.
like fuck, my phone is like dead, and I'll go to a payphone.
And
There were still a few left.
Call collect. Remember?
Yeah,
Call
yeah,
collect.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Have a
remember
collect
that.
call for.
Yeah, it's like my stupid son who can't get a permit in
Yeah.
the city.
And then the person who accepted the call, I think, had to pay for the call.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if I called my parents, they'd be like, "Why are you calling collect? It's gonna cost me so
Yeah.
much money."
Right.
Yeah.
We had all the scams.
Oh, I know.
Like we'd call collect, like if we were going somewhere, the parent would always say, "Call collect," but I'm not going to accept. At least I know you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
All
and that was
those
like
kinda-
even going to a friend's house. It's like, all right, you're going to Ravine's house. Okay, when you get there, make sure you call us when we get there so we know you got there.
Right.
Because there was no way of knowing.
Right.
If they're like, I don't know, hopefully
Seriously.
this kid gets there. But that was like the things too. Do you remember like the roller hockey? Well, you were at work most of it, so it was mostly fell on mom during the week for that stuff.
She was a goalie.
Yeah, first of all, my
No
mom became
way.
a goalie.
She was a goalie.
Yeah,
Are
when
you
me and my
kidding?
brother were young, we
She
would
was a
strap her in
goalie.
all my dad's old pads and shit. and
That's
shoot
great.
on her.
She was
And
a
she would do
goalie
awesome
in the
with that.
driveway.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we would start as we got older. We were looking for like the places to play. We were like,
Right.
where can we play? Because we got older. Like so, the driveway at the house was too small. The streets were very rough to play on and stuff. So we would go look for parking lots. So we would get the old the tank, the Aerostar van
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Throw the plastic nets on top, and then if it was cold out, me and my brother would be on opposite sides with gloves on, holding the net on top of the car. My parents would drive me, or mom would drive me and whoever the friends were in the neighborhood. We would drive like by Anderson Field, by like there's a parking lot there. We found a parking lot. We can play there.
Parking
That's awesome.
And
Parking
then they
lots.
built a basketball course that you took over the
Yeah,
basketball
we took over
courts
the basketball
to play
courts.
hockey.
Yeah, we took the over the and then the basketball guys were like, "Dude, can we play?" We're like, "No, we're playing." So, and then they built the rink, not the rink, the
roller rink.
the roller rink in the park, and we were like, that's when we were like finally moving out of like the
And
area.
it's not even used anymore. You drive by, the place is empty all the time.
So we were like going around, and by the way, not only was it just like let's go find a parking lot. It's like fuck, these other guys from TZ or not, somebody else is on the rink.
Getting back to
So now we have to play them to see if we can get on the rink.
Getting back, I
Just
remember
takes
Mom
some
telling
energy.
me that one day I come home from work, she goes, "I'm not playing with them anymore." I go, "What do you mean?" I go, "What do you mean?" She used to be the goalie, and she used to have catches with them all the time. But she said she was having a catch. I don't remember, was you or probably with you, because
Yeah.
you were older.
Yeah.
And she said you were having a catch with her on the front lawn,
Yeah.
and she said she put the glove up. She didn't even have the glove up, and she heard the baseball go whizzing by her ear,
Oh my.
and she said, "I'm done."
Yeah, exactly.
Take it easy on your mother.
I know. Well, we didn't know any better. I had a good arm back in the day. What am I tell you?
So Steve, you were telling us about a dog trainer that you guys had back in the day.
Oh,
You remember
yeah.
that?
Yep.
Well, hold on. So I was going to say
Oh.
that I want to get to that, but okay. So, because I'm interested in this too. When we got Shadow.
Shadow.
So, from my perspective, okay. This is from my perspective. I was what 12. We said
Yeah.
it because it was 92.
So,
no,
Steve,
you
you
were 10.
told-
I
You were
was
10.
born.
I was 10 years old.
You've told us a story, by the way, but we were missing the parts that your dad was adding into
Yeah,
it.
so that's what we
That was
did. So
interesting.
I was 10. So I remember me and my brother being with my mom.
Swimming.
Swimming. We went to we would just go to swim lessons. My parents, because we had a pool, so they were. You guys were smart with that. of like-
Spoiled.
Yeah, exactly. No, but getting these kids to swim so they didn't drown. My dad was probably like, "What the fucking kids drown?"
Yeah, seriously, that way they learn.
Yeah, but no.
What do you think I got a pool for? Right?
Right, so my mom was like, "Yeah, we got to go swimming lessons." Me and my brother were like, the only reason we liked the swimming lessons because they would go into Marty's Bagels afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you had like a hot.
Hot
Swimming
teacher.
instructor.
That too. That could be too.
And mom would always.
I didn't want to talk about that.
And mom would
Yeah.
always hope you'd run into Bill Murray again, right?
Yeah,
You
we
saw-
ran. Yeah,
No way.
in the bagel. So Bill Murray, the actor Bill Murray,
lives in
was
Palisades
lives
over
right
there,
up
yeah.
by us over there, and like not in the same neighborhood, but in local around there. And he would be at
The bagel
Marty's
store.
Bagel every once in a while, and we would see him like there.
Yeah.
And then we were always going like, "Is Bill Murray going to be here today or what?" Like it was like a big celebrity thing in the area.
That's cool.
So we did the swim lessons, and I remember coming home.
Okay, relax.
And wait, did you tell mom about it though?
No.
Okay,
Not a word.
That makes a lot of sense because we get home.
Because
and
I
we're-
wouldn't be allowed then.
Exactly.
I don't want to go
So we come in, and so coming to our cul-de-sac, there was like, if you came one way, you couldn't really see our house. Like the normal way we come in, you can't really see the house. But for some reason, we came the other way, and we're coming like the other way you can see the house, and you make the
driveway.
left and go into it. Yes, you can see the driveway. So my mom sees my father. She goes, Dad's car's in the driveway. And we were like, what? So we drove. So then mom drove by though. I remember. I don't know why. You know, like certain things are just like. I remember driving by and then coming back, and mom's like looking in the back and seeing like, what's he doing here? Like, what's the? So we get into the house, and then all right. So then you tell the story up to that point. From that point, then we get to the house. We walk in, and my mom and dad are having a little conversation. And then there's a dog on the porch.
Well, we had a back porch, a screened-in porch.
Screened-in
so
back
I had
porch.
the door closed. I'm in the kitchen telling mom.
I can remember this so vividly. The first time that I looked through the thing, and all I saw was half of her back and her tail just like
going
going
nuts.
like this, and she
Like
was just
that?
staring at the front door, at the corner of the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You opened
She a
the door
puppy?
and you-
Yeah. So how did it happen? So how
she,
did
was
it?
she was about a year old, 8 months, I think, or something like
She was like 6 months, I think. She was pretty young.
that. Not
6
that
months,
young.
8 months, a
She
year.
was like 6 months
Something like that. Well, I got it from some guy who just wanted to get rid of her in the Bronx.
in the Bronx.
Yeah. She came by.
But how does that happen? So so she came by. Some guys, anyone want this dog or something, or
At work.
Yeah.
Somebody came by and a guy says, "Can you guys help me out? Does anybody want a dog?"
but at that point before that, were you thinking like I got to get a dog for these kids?
Not so
or-
much.
No,
Not so much.
it just came about.
Not so much. But being the expert I am on dogs, I noticed she had a very good
That's right. Yeah,
She had a very
like
good
father,
dis-
like son. Yeah.
she had a very good disposition. She was
Yeah.
very good and friendly, very friendly.
Yeah.
And right away she started playing in the warehouse and the shop with me. And
Yeah.
She was just,
She was middle of the pack.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
definitely was. She was just like she was like the middle of the pack that can be crazy. Like she was
Right,
just like
right.
The normal middle of the pack that people pet the shit out of and they encourage the excitement and just be like a wild dog that just jumps on shit, eats underwear,
Yeah.
eats socks,
Oh, that's Jake.
Eats
dish towels.
dish towels. That was the best one. We took her for the dish towel too.
But people don't understand that.
And we didn't think she was going to have a surgery.
Yeah,
We dropped her off at
but that was for a sock.
what's the name of? No.
Yes.
It was a dish. Steven.
How much you want to make a bet?
Ooh, betting man.
We should call mom right
It
now.
was a
Mom, you're on the
dish-
podcast.
Yeah, can you call her?
It was a dish
Can
towel.
you seriously call your mom?
It was a dish towel because
She
I
ate a
got
dish
it
towel.
back.
Doesn't wanna lose.
I
You
got
notice
it
that?
back. The socks she passed.
Yeah, get
no
this
problem.
one on the phone, Cassie.
No,
But
no.
the dish towel, she had to go to
I could be wrong. But
Oradell
I
Animal
want to see if
Hospital.
you're going to be wrong.
They were going to keep her there, and we
And
were
that-
driving home, and they said they were going to do a surgery on her the next day or whatever, and they said she passed it. And
do you
I
know
gave
how
her-
that happened?
And they handed me a dish towel that was wound.
Yeah, but I thought that was a sock that was. I know she ate the dish towel. I thought
was a
that
dish towel.
we were like. I thought it was a thing. Like, how did she pass?
We're filming a podcast right now, but there's a little bit of a debate.
It was a dish
on,
towel. In fact,
whether or not Shadow ate a dish towel or a sock
You're on the
that
air.
she had to go to
Tell her she's on the
the
air. She's
animal
gonna say
hospital
something
for.
stupid.
You're on the air, by the way.
Okay, you're asking me what happened with that?
No, mom.
Was it a dish towel or a sock? Do you remember?
the one
That's
that she was in the hospital
Of course
for?
I remember. It was a dish towel.
Guys, Steve Sr. is
Alzheimer's
correct.
Steve gets it right.
I almost want to call up the
It
vet
came
and be
out
like, "You
when
guys
we
have
went,
records on
they
this
held it
dog?"
because she was going to have a surgery, but she didn't have to.
Right.
They called and said it came out naturally. They held up a
Naturally.
Ziploc bag, and the dish
All
towel, you
that's- yeah, I
couldn't have
remember.
wound it tighter. It was in
Oh
like
my
Yeah, it was like turned inside of her body.
I mean, like long, twisted dish towel. And they asked me if I wanted it for home, and I said no, thanks. I don't think
You said,
I'll
yeah,
ever
I'm going to
wipe
use it
the
to
dishes.
Wash, dry.
What? No, you said you're gonna dry Dad's dishes with that, right?
Yeah, I'm using it today.
It's all
I
tradition.
think the shadow. I remember her. It's a very fond memory.
All right, thank you
She
for
got
clearing that
lucky.
for us. We're gonna have you on the podcast next.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Later.
Laura.
Hey, at least I contributed. I'm
That's it.
part of the organization.
That's
There you
it.
go. There you go.
All right, guys. Stay well.
Bye.
So you
Bye,
ready for
Laura.
this
Thank you,
stuff?
Laura.
You ready for this
Bye.
part? But you might not even know. So all of a sudden, you guys were like downstairs. No, I didn't come with you guys to this place. To the vet.
Why are we pointing?
Because I like doing that. Because I'm thinking it. Like, you know what? Because I'm thinking it.
He got nervous with the point.
So no. So I'm home.
Don't have a point.
So I'm home, and I took the call in your bedroom. And remember, this is another one of these vivid memories where hi, we're calling from the vet office, and we want to let you know that Shadow passed the I thought sock, but apparently dish towel.
Right.
And I'm like, really? That's great. They're like, yeah, please let your parents know and call and blah. And when you guys, there was no way to contact you then, so I had to wait till you guys get home.
Around. I don't remember getting home.
Maybe they called you on your car phone.
With the car phone.
Could have been.
Were there car phones in about 95?
Yeah. Yeah,
Could
because
have
I got
been.
my cell phone
Yeah.
in like
I
2000.
think I do remember turning around. Yeah.
So maybe they called the house first, or maybe I called you guys on the car phone.
But I love that the vet called you and spoke to a child. Didn't
Yeah.
ask
Yeah.
to speak to the parent.
Yeah.
They just said, give this message to your
He was calling
parent.
the pack leader, they knew right away.
They knew
you
back
know?
then already. They were like, all right, this guy seems like an authority. We gotta talk to him. Yeah. Okay, so then you get this dog, and then you come home, and then what happens? So you didn't even tell mom.
No.
So you decided, you made an executive
No.
decision
In
for
fact,
getting a dog.
Executive decision.
Okay.
Then I left you guys at home for a little while, and I went to get dog bowls
Yep.
and food.
I remember the white bag, Purina Chow.
The best
I
stories.
don't know.
Puppy Chow.
Puppy
First.
Chow.
Purina Puppy Chow.
There weren't many options back then.
It was
No.
like that or like Iams or...
Pedigree.
Shit, we shouldn't be saying this.
Pedigree was a good
Trying to
Sorry.
get sponsors.
Exactly.
No, but it
Back
was like...
then.
Or Old Roy
It
from
was like in the
Walmart and
beginning.
shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah, or
I was-
Alpo.
I remember that, yeah. Old
Alpo in the
Still have
cans.
Alpo.
Alpo in the cans.
Yeah.
Shop right.
The Old Roy I remember from Christmas Vacation when they're on
Yeah.
the thing and he's looking for money and he's putting like all the bags of Old Roy for the big Rottweiler that he's got. The Snot was the dog's name.
All right.
Okay, so you bring the dog home, stick her in the porch,
Yeah.
and then what? Did you bring her in the house first? Like how'd you go? Back and then right into the screened-in area?
I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
that. I don't
So
know.
she's in there, and then we get home, and then what? You go to tell mom?
Yeah, you guys came in and just did what you had to do.
Probably started, yeah, God knows
Whatever
what.
you do.
Yeah, wrestling or God knows what.
Yeah, starting a fight or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to mom
Yeah.
in the kitchen. I said, "Look, I got a dog on the porch. I brought a dog home. What do you think? And
Yeah.
she said, "Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
She said she was right into it. She said, "Oh yeah." She always had a dog too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
She always had a dog.
So then I remember like first going onto the porch and she was excited, the dog, but like she wasn't that bad because I
No.
think that what happened was like you getting her and driving her all the way. It was probably a lot for her that day, and she was like, "What?" But then like the next day, she like slept and shit, and she was just like pulling on her pants and getting into everything, and chewing, and we had no idea what to really do about
Right,
it
right.
back in the day. So
Right.
it was like, oh, I have to bring up to okay. So I was gonna bring up when we got Claude too. That was the best.
Oh, Claude the cat.
The cat.
Oh my God.
What a great name.
Yeah,
I always
but then
say that.
okay, so then we hired the dog trainer, right?
Right.
Because like what? Because her big things were obviously eating all the shit she was eating,
Yeah.
chewing on everything. Remember, she would chew all the corners of the tables.
Yeah, but it's funny. I don't remember working with the dog trainer for any of those things. It was just like come, sit, stay, and all that nonsense.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
point.
Nothing's changed. And
You know
how
what I
many
mean?
years ago was that? 30 years ago?
I'm
Nothing's
thinking,
changed.
you know,
Well, something interesting that you said,
20 years.
Steve, was that you even back then you were called like positive training, like it was.
Yeah, it was
that
positive
what they were
training.
doing.
The guy came with a pocket full of whatever it was.
Yeah,
you know?
the big bag, like the big treat pouch.
But I think I paid the guy like $5. You know?
Yeah, who knows where you
bad, yeah.
where you found this guy from?
which is a thing too, by the way. But
Oh man.
but yeah, it was like here, throw the food over there, and then when she gets it and she comes back to you,
Say
good, and all that. It's
good.
like
And give her more.
yeah.
Or whatever.
So I remember being there, and then I remember him saying to me, "Can you get her to sit?" And I was like, "Sit," and she didn't do it, and I made her sit. And he's like, "Oh yeah, but you forced her." And I'm like, "Oh,
Even
okay."
back then you were doing that. Shit.
I was forcing dogs things like that. But I was like, I remember being a young kid at 12, 13, 14 years old, being like, yeah, but don't you tell her once and then make her sit, kind of thing. And he's like, no, you give her
Natural
the
dog
food
whisperer.
and the food and all this kind of thing. I was like, okay. I remember the end of that session, like you and Mom. I can specifically remember you and Mom like talking to her, like, what do we do? Like, we didn't do anything inside. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It was
was
just one session?
No.
Oh, many.
I wouldn't say many.
I wouldn't
maybe
say-
5.
Yeah, session of 5 of the same shit. Throwing
Yeah.
treats around and trying to get the dog to sit down. I remember being like, and how are we going to get this to what does this have to do with the dog going ballistic when the doorbell rings?
Yeah.
And trying to get out the door and da-da-da-da.
No.
Like, nothing about like, how are you guys feeling? Hey, how often
I
do you guys
remember him
walk
saying
these
you had to
dogs?
you have to teach a dog how to come to you or whatever. So I remember a long leash, like 50 feet. And he let the dog go
Yeah.
on the leash, on a rope or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then he'd say, come, and he'd have like
The
a treat,
Yeah.
the food,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they just don't know what they're doing. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's just like that was the old way of doing things, and that's just how it was.
Well, it's still a way for a lot.
Well, still, yeah, it's still going on a lot, and that's unfortunately a lot of the shit that we deal with is like the people who have been through that type of a trainer, and they're left with like, okay, I spent this money, now what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
From this point, like what we felt like. Because that's why it's not like we didn't follow through because there's nothing to follow through on. We were like,
Right.
all right, teacher, sit.
Right.
We could do that in the house. Shadow, sit, and she would sit. We'd give her food, and then the doorbell would ring, and she would go through the do you remember like the gate you had at the
Yeah,
top?
yeah.
There was probably a gap like this, and the dog would
Put a
figure
head
out how
through
to
and
squeak through it and get to the front door and jump on all over the people who came in the house. So then,
Crazy.
okay, so then we decided we're gonna get the cat.
Claude.
But I thought I got Claude. Yeah, I got Claude when we were like 14. So
Brian was 10. He was playing 10-year-old Little League.
yeah. So I was 12. I had just I was
13 maybe.
13. I must have
13.
just finished Little League.
Well, whose
So-
idea was it to get a cat?
Nobody's.
Okay.
Not mine for sure.
Mine. It
Nobody's.
was
The
mine.
cat just showed up at the door and said, hey.
It was my idea because what happened was. So back in the day, like the Little League field was like the gathering place. Remember that? Like
Right,
it was like
right.
the Little League was the big deal, like in the neighborhood. So even if you didn't have a game that day, it's like let's all go to the Little League field, and all the kids would play games and shit. Like and like the A's would be playing the Cubs, but like I wasn't on the team, but all the other players from other teams would still go watch some of the game. We play running bases, we play Sting, we play all these crazy manhunt.
But it was
and all
fun
this
because you
crazy
also
shit.
had like the food stand and everything.
Food
Oh,
stand.
food
Oh my
stand.
god, the Gator
Hot
gum.
dogs.
Yeah.
25
Gator
cents.
gum. Gator
Nice.
gum. It was like the best gum
I
for
remember
about
that.
4 chews and then tasted
Yeah.
like shit after that.
Right.
Foxy Pops, by the way. Amazing.
don't know
Like
what
the
those
long
are.
ices
Oh, yeah.
things.
Yeah.
They had all different names. But yeah, so we're at the Little League field, and I remember my brother was there one time. He said, yeah, there's this cat who kept like coming around us.
Kitten.
A kitten. Little kitten.
Couldn't have been more than 6 weeks old.
No, it was young. Yeah,
It was-
and,
it was
and we
a
found
kitten.
out, and you guys found out that somebody brought a few cats there. Or
I don't
something.
think so.
Yeah.
No, we didn't know whose it was. I
No,
didn't know.
I-
No, I don't know.
There was just one cat roaming around.
This is one kitten.
It was one.
One.
But it was at the Lily Field, so I think I thought that
You thought it
somebody
came from a house
brought it
around.
there.
No.
and left it there because they said someone will pick it up from the Little League field.
I don't think
This
so.
might have to be a Laura,
I think it
my
was-
mom clarification at some point.
Yeah, but
But
so the first night I said no way.
yeah, but we didn't even get to that point yet because I then went to the thing and I saw this cat. I was like, wow, this cat's like around and shit. And it was like not scared of anything. It was like coming around people and normal. So then the next time I came, I took a hamburger from the house. I don't even know if my parents know about this, but I took a little hamburger, like put it in my pocket and brought it there. And I was feeding this cat like the hamburger, and it came into the van. It was sitting in the middle seat, and I was like,
the Astrobet?
and I was smart. Yeah, the Aerostar,
Aerostar.
the tank, yeah. And I was smart. I didn't go to him first because he'd be like, "Fuck that, I ain't gonna cat." So I went to my mom. I go, "Mom," and it was my birthday, right around my birthday. So I knew how to
Oh,
joke
good
Mom.
timing.
I knew how to manipulate my mom. Sorry, Mom, if you guys are here. So I go, Mom, it's my birthday. I want to get this cat for my birthday. And my mom, Steve, it's his birthday. And I don't
Abandoned
want this
cat for my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Animal person back in the day.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
we end up deciding, all right, we're gonna try it. Right? I guess Mom got you
The
to
second
do it.
time, not the first day.
Yeah, that's right. The first one was a big hard no, and then
The first one was a hard
we worked
no.
on him.
Yeah, because you don't strike me as a cat person.
Huh?
You don't strike me as a cat person.
Old cat lady? No, I'm not one. No, but I love cats. I actually do enjoy being around them. We can't get one because Cassie looks like she got beat up with her allergies if she's a cat.
Oh, yeah, that's the reason. It's all you.
I would
Blame it
definitely
on
have a
you.
cat here for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, cats are good. They're amazing at keeping rodents and shit away.
Are you down for a hairless cat?
No.
Please no.
Cassie, come on.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
no.
a really good
If
time.
it's really about the allergies,
Yeah, they're good.
otherwise you
I'd
hate
rather
cats.
it look like someone like mugged me than.
And I also think it's healthy for dogs to be
Black
around them
eyes.
too, because they're around another species. If
She's
it's done the
Jay's.
correct way. but we didn't do it the correct way. But it ended
No,
up
they got along fine.
at the end. But then,
What do you mean at the end?
We got along.
like
Wait, so go back
maybe
to you getting the cat.
okay, so we get the cat,
Nice
and then
to-
I remember being
Reel
in the
him back
van.
in.
The cat's in the van, and I remember, I remember my mom and my dad because how are we supposed to do this shit? Like, how do we put these things together? My mom's like, I don't know, what it is. They're gonna kill each other. Blah blah blah. My dad put them together. Like they were opposites. Like my dad put them together. They'll figure it out, kind of thing.
But how did you get him to say yes the second time?
Through my mom.
Let me tell you something. I'm sure Stephen, after a while, when, how do I say this nicely? When your spouse is constantly saying,
Bitching.
let's bring the cat.
Nagging.
No, let's bring the cat. No, let's bring the cat. Guys finally are like, oh, fine. Bring the freaking cat home,
And me knowing this as a young kid,
Oh,
I'm
whatever.
like, I just went to my mom and go, Mom, are we gonna get the cat? Mom, we're gonna get the cat. She's like, Steve, we need to get this cat. Steve,
happy wife, happy life. That's the bottom line.
That's
heard
why
that.
he's not married.
Peanut gallery of that. So we end up getting. So we come on, and so he went out and decides that we're gonna bring the cat in. So we let the cat into the side room of the house. So it's like the side entrance to my parents' house. It's like a laundry room, like a bigger laundry room, kind of like utility room, like where they would store things, laundry, whatever. And Shadow was upstairs in a kennel or something, and we leave the cat there, and then we bring the dog in. And my dad comes out. I remember coming in with the leash, and she went as she saw the cat right away. Goes behind the laundry machine, and she went beeline for that cat. She's going behind the thing, going, rah! And the cat, like it was a chaos thing.
Right.
So they take him out. Like, okay, so that didn't work out. Let's see, what are we gonna do about this? So it was like, honestly, I think it was a thing of like, let's try to figure this out. And in the meantime, let's or did someone recommend that latch?
I did. Come
I'm
on.
taking credit for it because he knows I don't remember.
No, on the
Yeah.
downstairs door.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let them meet. They'll eventually want to come see what's going on and investigate,
Yeah.
And we put a latch on the door, so the door would only
Yeah.
open that much. So Claude had the ability to go wherever he wanted.
Yeah, he could get in and out.
Right. But Shadow couldn't.
Shadow could get up to the thing. And
So
then
for
that
the
was
first
it.
couple of days, that you'd see that,
Claude had her set up. He was so smart.
and then all of a sudden, you start seeing Claude come out from the
So he
side.
would get like he would come out like this and like look at her, and then she would come running over, and he would just come back and he'd be like, "Stupid dog," and then he'd be like, and then she would back up. By the way, this is energy in space, and then she would back up like, "What the hell?" And then he would come out a little bit, and be like, "What are you gonna do now?" And
Right.
then, like threaten to hit her again, and she'd be like, "I don't know what to do with it." So he got respect.
And
But-
they got along then.
yeah,
After
and then
they
that
were
started
fine.
happening, and then Claude
They
was
were
like, "What are you
walking
gonna do
by.
about it?"
They would actually sleep on the same pillow and stuff later on.
Yeah. Oh, they were like they got along amazingly
Yeah.
for the
Well,
for the
Claude
rest of
was
their
an
lives.
outdoor cat too.
Yeah.
So he'd go outside. He'd bring stuff to the door all the time. He'd bring not cats. He'd bring,
Yeah. No, he would be
Like
the
other cats.
mice and birds and everything.
chipmunks, rabbits,
everything to
birds,
the door.
everything.
He thought he was earning his.
There was times where I would walk out, like my parents would be up with my
He
brother.
did more to earn his keep in the house than
Yeah,
Steven
they
did.
Yeah,
Until Steven was what,
I saw him
23?
he
thinking
brought
about
more
that
shit
one.
home and everything. I know. He provided for the family better.
Couldn't get a pizza out of Steven.
I know, yeah. But then they would go up. My parents would like go up to visit my brother playing college hockey and stuff. And Claude would be like, and I would walk out. I'd be like, all right, I got to go do whatever I was doing. And I was like, yep, there goes Claude. He's got a mouse at the top of the driveway or a chipmunk, and he would let the thing run down the driveway, and then he would get all like set up, and then go chase it and tackle it down, bring it back to the top, and I'll go, all right, Claude, you're coming in.
That's
We got to leave his thing, and I'm taking him in. He's going because he didn't want to get away from the thing, and I was like, dude, you need to let this thing survive.
Right.
He didn't see it like that, but we tried to make him an indoor cat
No,
for about one day.
That's about it.
And then
He
we were
wanted
like,
out.
we can't live like this because it was like as soon as the door would open, this cat would come flying from God knows where and be like, "Wah," trying to get out. And we were like, all right, fucking go out. If you come back,
You were telling us that you would let the cat out.
Oh, the cat was out all the time.
No, like
To
you
go to
would
the
let-
bathroom
yeah,
and call
and then bring it back in.
No, he would
Yeah.
go to go. He just would
Yeah.
go out and do
So he
his-
would go inside.
yeah,
He was
lived
an
inside.
indoor
No, he was
outdoor
both.
cat.
He lived in the house. At night he came in.
He would sleep, and he would
okay,
come
okay.
into the house
That makes sense.
throughout the day. He wanted to come sleep and
It's a
rest.
freeloader
and
like
eat.
Steven. He'd
Yeah.
come home at night to
Right.
hang out and sleep.
Right.
They go, who knows
Exactly.
where.
That's where I learned it from. Claude. Thanks,
But
Claude.
Claude was really good, and he knew you could actually go at night. I remember I'd go on the porch and I'd
Call
I'd call.
Yeah,
we
you
had
were
the
saying
woods
that.
in the backyard.
Do you
I'd
remember
go,
it?
Claude. 9 out of 10 times he'd come. Every once in a while he wouldn't come, and I'd wait, and then I'd finally get frustrated, and I'd go into the bedroom, and then I'd hear Claude like 20 minutes later, meow, meow, and we had a railing outside.
Yeah.
You had to be from here to your computer.
Yeah.
A good 5-6 feet away from the bed, and I didn't want to walk and open the door. I was a lazy guy. I didn't want to walk around into the,
He was a
in the
lazy
living
guy
room.
who used to get up at 5 a.m. every single day and start
the
the business.
kitchen
Yeah,
and go
sure.
to the whole thing and open the door with respect. So I would open the bathroom window,
And let him jump in.
and Claude would fly the 5 feet through the air into the bathroom.
I never even knew that one.
Seriously,
Oh yeah,
that was so
all
good.
the time. He
Yeah.
was good.
But do you remember the whistle? We would go
Yeah, he come right away.
like loud. We go dee-da. It was that tone.
Yeah.
And then or pss, pss, pss,
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, that's your
The whistle.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The whistle was my father's signal for me.
For
in
me,
the
because
Bronx.
he could go far.
No, my
Oh.
father in the Bronx.
And that was
it
what
would
he
be
would
a
do?
whistle. It would be around,
He treated you like a
around,
cat.
square block in the Bronx. We used to all just go around.
So he treated
And
you
I'd
like
be
a
around
cat?
the corner, and by like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, if it was getting dark, I'd hear, when I was young,
Yeah.
But even up to like, once it was like 13, we were allowed to stay out till like 11 o'clock
Yeah.
at night. We played Ringalivio and
Yeah.
all these nasty games.
Yeah.
Tackle on concrete.
Yeah.
People would never believe.
Yeah.
We played football on concrete.
Yeah.
People that you'd never believe these
I know.
stories.
I know.
It was
So
good.
your so grandpa treated you like a pussy when you were younger.
Whatever that means.
You were treating you like a cat. Come on home, little boy.
exactly.
Come on, kitty. Come home.
Exactly.
But yeah, he was amazing. That guy was so cool.
I don't want to cut it short, but we have. I'm trying to keep you guys on schedule. But
really?
Fucking ruining
yeah,
the
I know.
party.
It's we're 45 minutes in. It flew
Okay.
by.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see if Senior learned anything from your dog behavior teachings. Did you learn? What have you learned from
Me or him? He said.
Senior.
I learn anything?
Yeah, have you learned anything from
I've
Steve?
learned a lot about dogs.
Right.
A lot, and how to like when you're walking into a room, ignore, no eye,
Yeah.
whatever the eye,
Yeah.
eye, nose, ears.
Yeah, nose, eyes, ears.
Nose, eyes, ears.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Caesar.
learned a lot. I'll tell you one thing though. When I started, I drive the van. Nobody gave me the credit for driving the
So
van.
what do you do?
We didn't
now?
get there
Now,
yet.
let's step up here.
Oh yeah.
what
By
do
the
you do?
way, for those who don't know, Big Steve drives our van to the Hoboken location.
That's it.
And picks up the dogs, and he's very efficient on it, and is doing a great job with that shit.
That's it. They couldn't find anybody else
Yeah.
stupid enough to get up at 5:30 in the morning. Still, I gotta tell you.
We're just looking for more
You
entertainment.
just love working. That's what it is.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, and
But
keep
it's
it-
purpose. But we talk about that shit. Like, when you live your whole life with purpose of growing and getting better and progressing in business and in life and and then retiring. Then it's like, I don't even see you as you retire. You just move to a new thing now. And
Yeah.
it's like, still, like, what am I gonna do? Sit at home and do fucking nothing my whole life? No,
Exactly.
I'm gonna do things and be a part of shit.
Right. So it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I was saying to myself, I don't really feel like hearing these dogs barking. I'm thinking, an hour on the road, picking up dogs in Hoboken for an hour, and
Especially
then
with
drive.
the kennels that we used to go see in Shadow back in the day.
And even when you go by where we are up in Nanuet or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
Camp Bow Wow and these places, and you hear the barking from like the highway.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
what
know.
are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But I remember I said, I'm going to hear this barking. I said, this is going to get to me. I know it. And I swear, it wasn't until like 3 rides that I heard one bark in the back of the van.
And then whoever's in the right away addressing it.
Yeah, right away.
We're not allowed to do
Whoever,
that.
yeah, whoever.
Or checking on the dog and seeing, like, what's going on with him? Why is he barking?
Right,
Is he up to
right,
piss or shit?
right.
Did he pee himself? What happened here?
Right. So,
But being on it, yeah.
we only
It's super
have
important.
We only have one shitter and pooper. So
Right now,
one,
yeah.
shitter and
It's a puppy.
vomiter. But
Yeah.
we won't say who it is.
We won't
or
say who it
anything,
is, but we're getting there.
we're getting there.
We're working with it. We're working with him? Her.
That dog reminds me of my sister. When we were kids, my sister was always.
Sorry, Aunt Heidi.
Oh yeah, Heidi. Oh shit. I just buried myself.
Yeah.
But she always get car sick whenever we went in. In fact, it was a
She was
smart.
pissing shit in there?
Yeah, but she'd vomit all the time. One time in church, going to communion or whatever with my mother, and my mother actually opens the pocketbook because my sister was going to
Yeah.
throw up. She opens the pocketbook.
Puke into the pocketbook.
Yeah. But anyway, my sister, now that I think about it, she was actually smart because we used to go down to the Jersey Shore. A lot of our cousins had houses at Long Beach Island.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I couldn't remember as a kid, she would always get picked up. And my parents and I would seriously take the subway to somewhere, then the train, I think, into Hoboken
Yeah.
or the Erie Lackawanna, whatever.
Yeah, Lackawanna, yeah.
Erie Lackawanna. And then we'd take a bus the rest of
city?
the way to Long Beach Island.
Ah, yeah.
It was subway, train, bus, or something like that.
Yeah.
Every on Saturday mornings when we went. And my sister was getting like free rides on Friday night from my cousins in the cars.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? Because she would always get the she'd get sick on the bus or
Bus.
whatever. So they let her,
But she got over it? Or she's still vomiting every
Once
time she
for some reason, once the children get older. Anyway, go on.
But speaking of that, even growing up, because we were talking about like one of the things for me was with grandpa and grandma coming over to this country with no fucking money and figuring out from the get-go of coming from scratch and figuring out a life here, which is pretty amazing that happened. That you see out today, and people sometimes are like, "What are you?" Because I'm like, everyone, it's very easy to go into victim mentality, to go into poor me, and it's harder for me. Well, like Gary Vee says, Gary Vee says, well, if you're not in last place in the entire world, if you're not number 7,142,000,000 and whatever and zero, and there's no one to look behind, there's you have someone who's in a worse position than you. So why are you in victimhood?
Right.
Why don't you focus on getting ahead that way?
Or like Ricky
and that's what people did back then.
Or like Ricky Bobby says, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, I agree with that one too.
That was in the video yesterday.
What?
What's that?
The Maddie video yesterday.
What?
Talladega Nights.
Oh, it was playing.
Yeah.
Cursing.
We were looking at some old Maddie video out
Oh my god.
awesome.
that's
and in the
funny.
background,
I
it's like a
forgot
Talladega
so
Nights
funny.
is on with Ricky Bobby and Will
Oh,
Ferrell and all
boy.
that. But yeah, like coming from zero to create this beautiful structure person right here. Look what I'm doing. Yeah.
Nice.
No, but look what
Sorry.
happened.
Didn't mean
It
to
was
laugh.
it was a pretty amazing thing to see, like what's been created
Good
by
thing we
two
can't
people
see you.
deciding to come across the world and say, I don't know, I'll take that risk. We'll see what happens. We'll figure it out, and having enough trust to be able to do that shit and fucking provide.
And that would be me. Thank you.
Well, yeah. Thank you for that.
Good
Yeah.
setup.
Yeah.
Good setup.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
it's so
anyway.
true.
Thank you, Steve, for coming on the podcast.
Yeah, this
Oh,
is
it's
good.
good
We'll do
to
it
see
again
you.
soon. We'll do some.
Absolutely.
Good time.
I got to bring on Mom too at some point.
Geez.
We just need about 7 hours for that
Oh,
podcast.
yeah. One question.
For the first question.
For the first question. For the first
Like,
question.
oh, here they go again, talking
It's
shit
like,
about it.
what are we going to do today? Oh,
Yeah.
what a mistake. Let me see. Let's
Yep.
sit down and have a cup of coffee on the porch.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway.
We should have that. My mom should do a segment like on the like a podcast on the porch, like having coffee with Laura on the porch. Oh my, it's so good.
I do want to do an outdoor podcast.
Yeah, I
That's
would love
gonna
to do
happen. And do we want to announce the new idea that we have coming
that.
up?
Which one?
So that people can start to like brace themselves for it. We were thinking about doing cocktails and canines.
Yeah, that's the one. We're trying to do like a night kind of podcast, like a cocktails and canines. We were coming. What was the other one we said? Cocktails and canines and drinks and dogs, or dogs and drinks, or something.
Dogs and
Like,
drinks.
That
So
sounds
like
good.
having like a
Yeah.
drink here and like bullshitting and just talking about whatever, like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And also like I think it would be funny too to watch some of the videos that are on, just like some of the jokes and funny stuff that will come out of that,
Yeah.
like having some cocktail. So that's one thing we're gonna do. And then the other thing is also the God, we've been saying this forever. I'm just gonna put it out there. We're gonna do the pack leader experience when?
By the end of this month.
Okay. We've got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The pack leader experience is going to be me bringing on pack leaders in their life, basically. So
Well, we have the first one on now.
yeah, I was going to say, there's one. This is like,
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
change the background.
honestly,
Yeah.
all kidding aside, this is like kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's more of like I'm interviewing like about like my childhood and shit like that, but like more like how things were. It would be more of like how you started, like what gives you. I would love to do that actually. Talking to him about where does it come where you decide that one day I'm going to start my own business with 2 kids, with a wife, with a house, with a mortgage payment, with all that shit. Where I'm going to go this route and take
Well,
that
actually,
risk.
if
Maybe you
tell
could
us,
be the first guest.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'll do it.
Maybe you
I'll
can
do
tell us
that.
real quick, like what made you want to start your own business?
No, let's save it for the
We'll
next
save
show.
it for the next time.
Alright,
I
cool.
remember it was July 19th.
4 days after my birthday.
What year would that be?
You're probably like this fucking kid. I gotta do something
1980,
different.
1984 or whatever. It was 104 degrees. No, you were born in 82.
That was 82. Yeah. I was 2.
Oh, 92. It was 94 when I left
Terrible
Larry.
year because the Rangers won the cup that year and beat the Devils in the Eastern Conference Finals in double overtime.
But I remember coming.
Devils won 3
anyway,
cups after that,
alright,
but anyway.
alright. Anyway, I remember coming home, and Mom asked how your day was, and I go, no, I called her up. I said, I just quit my
On
job.
the car phone.
Just quit my job.
Where were you working?
Wait,
I was
don't
working-
spill all the beans.
Yeah, we don't want to send.
Yeah, just
Every
give a
question
little
I
taste.
ask,
And
come
another
on.
water main company.
Thank you,
At a
thanks
water
for
main
that,
company in New York City. I was
Interesting.
there for 18 years about.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
See?
77,
Why'd I ask?
87, yeah, 17 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And started his own thing. It's crazy. We got to get into that though.
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
Yeah.
We'll save
For
it though.
next week.
Okay.
We'll save it to get people into that mentality because we're also doing that. It's not just like we're trying to make this thing not just like asking dog questions, but also like What was it like when you decided to start your own business?
But it's
What
funny
were the
how when you
challenges?
do
Was
it-
it easy, by the way?
No. Yeah, but even now, looking back, you're like happy you did it, but you start asking yourself questions now, like how the hell did I do
I know.
that?
I know.
How the hell? And
I'm
what
doing
was-
that now.
And what was I thinking?
Yeah.
That's how.
But it worked out.
Oh shit. No, but it's true. It's like wow, I went through all that. I was willing to do all that. But yeah, when you're look, because in my opinion, the reason that you're able to do it is because you commit to it. I'm doing this. And,
Oh, yeah.
And you having 2 kids, having a mortgage payment, a wife at home, all that shit. There's
Dog and a cat.
a dog and a cat. There's no other options.
No.
So what else are you gonna do? Just
Exactly.
fail? There's no other option. So you put it on the line and you fucking make it happen. And because you committed. When you're fully committed to something, it's much easier to do the hard shit. Like I'm gonna build a business and we're gonna do this.
Right.
If you commit, it's gonna work.
Right.
But when you don't commit, like I don't think this is gonna work, then it doesn't get very good.
Check that out. We did a little piece of it already.
All right. The pack leader
That's just a
experience.
taste.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
a
taste.
taste.
This is a taste of the future. Yeah, it's gonna be
Nice.
good. We'll have him on as the first guy. Let's do that.
Yes.
And we'll discuss
That'll
all
be
this
good.
stuff.
Okay.
You might have to come in on your day off.
You
though.
just have to
Sorry.
learn.
Oh my God! Oh.
No overtime either.
No,
Yeah.
no.
We'll pay you in drinks.
We've learned that already. But anyway.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Another episode
Pleasure.
of the Ask the Pack Leader Show.
Thank
We're
you,
here with
girls,
Big
for joining
Steve,
us.
the girls, Adam on the Wheels of Steel.
Yes,
Great
sir.
one. We're going to do the Pack Leader Experience. Stay calm and confident, and we will see you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
I was waiting. I was like, is anyone going to say anything?
Bye.